Hi everyone, this is Kendall with TC Fit and we have Feel Good Fitness for our format today. I am barefoot. You can do what's comfortable and what's best for your end as far as your feet. You can keep shoes on, socks on, or barefoot. We're gonna start with head and neck and then move all the way down to the ground, okay? I'm just gonna hit play on my timer here first. All right, so starting with head and neck, we're just gonna do some nice shoulder rolls. So inhale, draw your shoulders up, exhale, back down. Inhale and exhale. So kind of digging your feet down into the ground, soft bend to your knees. Focusing on just really relaxing your body here. Let's do 2 more, then we'll reverse. Last one. And going forward, or whichever direction you haven't done. So shoulder mobility. And let's do 2 more. Last one. Place your right arm behind your back, eye gaze down to your left armpit, gentle nod forward. Stretching the lateral side of your neck and maybe down through your shoulder blade. Going to the point of a little bit of tension, but without straining. And just breathing into the stretch here. And now go ahead and release. Let's do the same thing other side. Left arm behind your back, eye gaze down to your right armpit. Hold it here. So if you're holding any tension in your neck area, this is a great stretch to do throughout the day. You can do it multiple times. And go ahead and release. I'm gonna make you think a little bit. Your right arm is forward, left arm is back. Now, you're gonna swoop the arms opposite direction, up and around and back forward. So it's kind of like rubbing your tummy, patting your head at the same time. But again, your arms are going opposite direction. Now, as you do this, keep your hips stable, and you're just getting a little bit of torso rotation, but really just focusing on shoulder mobility. Let's do 1 more this direction, and now reverse, okay? So to the back, forward, good. A lot of people usually get tied up in the direction change, and that's okay. So a little soft bend to your knees, keeping your shoulders away from your ears. All right, let's do 2 more. And last one. Good. Okay, left foot forward, right foot back. Just place your hands down to your thighs, and now your back foot, you're just gonna draw your heel down and then lift it back up. Draw your heel down and back up. So getting some ankle mobility, working through your feet, but also get a nice stretch through your calves. And as you do this, versus shifting your weight back, keep your weight forward, and that'll give you a better stretch as well. Now we have 2 more. Now on your last one, hold it down, and your right arm reaches up and over to get a nice lateral flexion. Holding it here. And now restack your spine back up. Let's swivel around to the other side, same exact thing. Shift your weight forward and draw your heel down and back up. Head stays in line with your spine. Still thinking about our abs here, navel toward your spine. Let's do 2 more. And now last one, hold it down and reach your left arm up and over, laterally flexing. Again, relaxing through your shoulders. Restack your spine. And then swivel around to the front. Good. We're gonna do what's called Bootstrappers. So it's really working on hip mobility here and getting deep down low into your squat. So what it looks like is like this. I'll demonstrate. If you know what this is, go ahead and get into it. But wide stance, you're gonna hinge it forward. Now your fingertips are gonna slide underneath your toes. We're gonna hold it here. Now, you're gonna sink your hips as low as you can. Draw your hips down, shoulders up, hold it here. And now again, lengthening through the back of the legs, stretching over, and sink your hips down low. Draw your chest up. And again, hinging forward. Sink your hips low. More. And sink it low. Okay, we're almost there. Last one. And sink it low. Draw your shoulders down. Now lengthen through the back of your legs. And now slowly roll it up one vertebrae at a time. And head is the last to return. Draw your shoulders back. Good. Little hamstring stretch. Send your left leg forward. Hinge it down. Bring your feet together and reach your sternum up. Same thing other side. Hinging forward. Up and around. And chest up. Back to the first side. Hinge. Up and around. Reach. And hinge it forward. Two more each side. And other side. Good, one more each. Sternum and chest reaches up. Last one. And hold it here, squeezing your glutes, little squeeze to your shoulder blades in the back. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Good. Okay, little quad stretch. Find your balance on your left leg. Grab your right foot and just hold it here. Other hand can be down or up, or if you're holding on to something, that's okay too. And turn to face the side here. Again, if you're a little bit more flexible, think about reaching your leg back and pushing your foot down into your hand. And go ahead and release. Let's do the same thing other side. Whoop. Find your balance. Hold it here. Again, if you're a little bit more flexible, reaching back a little bit, pushing your foot into your hand. And now go ahead and release. Hip cradle squats. Now you're gonna cross your right leg over the left. You're gonna sink it down into your squat and return back up. So we're getting a stretch and movement at the same time. So it's a little bit more of a dynamic warm-up. Whoop. Whoa. And again, if you need to hold on to something, that's okay too. Like if you have a dresser in front of you or a stable chair. Good, you have 2 more. And now last one. Good, same thing other side. Find your balance. Tall posture, abs drawn in, and hinging back, and return. So good stretch for your piriformis as well. And let's do 2 more. Last one. All right, gang, let's bring ourselves all the way down to the ground. And we're gonna start into a child's pose here. So big toes together, separate your knees, arms go long. And actually, you know what? Your child's pose is gonna be hip distance apart. Sorry, I'm switching it up on you. Tuck your toes under and just reach it back. Because next up, we're gonna go into a downward facing dog. So stretching through your lats. Now drive your hips up, lengthen your legs. Downward facing dog. Pedal through your feet if you want. Drawing your shoulders down your back. Now we're going to articulate through our spine to come down into a high plank. So starting from your lumbar spine and then your mid back and your upper back, eventually into one long line. Hold it here, squeeze your glutes. Set your knees down, allow your hips to sink, and draw your sternum up. Pull your hips back up, bring your right foot out to the outside of your right hand. So deep into your runner's lunge, hold it here. Allow your hips to sink forward. Replace your knee back. Same thing other side. Doing good. Replace your knee. And then we start back up to the top. Bring it back to a child's pose. Toes are tucked under, reaching long through your arms. And now drive your hips up, downward facing dog, pedaling through your feet. Articulating through your spine into your high plank. Squeeze your glutes, hold it here. Set your knees down, reach your chest up into extension. Lift your hips. Right foot to the outside of your right hand, hold it here. Breathing into your stretch. Replace your knee, same thing other side. And again, draw your shoulders down. Replace your knee down. Okay, we're gonna go a little bit faster, sink it back to your child's pose. Hold it here. Drive your hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal through your feet. Articulate through your spine, all the way down to your high plank. Squeeze your glutes, set your knees down, hips lower, extension. Draw your hips back up, right foot to the outside of your hand. And replace, same thing other side. So we're going a little bit faster. We're gonna do this 2 more times. Sink it back to a child's pose, hold it here. Drive your hips up, downward facing dog. Pedal through your feet. Articulate through your spine into your plank. Hold it here. Lower your knees and sink your hips. Lift your hips back up, right foot to the outside of your hand. And replace, same thing other side. Okay, we're almost there. We do it 1 more time. And replace. Sink it back to a child's pose. Hold it here. Drive your hips up, downward facing dog. Articulate into your plank. Lower your knees down, sink your hips, chest up. Lift your hips, right foot outside of your hand. And replace. Last time on the left. And replace. Awesome job. Go ahead and just kind of circle through your wrists. Just kind of alleviating some of that stress that we put onto the wrists here. And let's bring it back onto all fours for a cat-cow. As you exhale, round your mid-back up toward the ceiling. And inhale to extend. Exhale, we round. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Inhale, extend. 3 more, then we'll go into scapular push-ups. And extend. Last 2. Good, now last 1. You're gonna find your neutral tabletop position. Keep your arms straight. Now, you're gonna allow yourself to sink into your shoulder blades. That's our retraction. Our protraction, pull your shoulders up and away from one another, creating a flat space on your back. Again, allow your shoulders to sink towards one another, and then pull up and away. So we're isolating our shoulder blades here. It is one of those motions that takes some time to really nail down, but it's great for our shoulders and those deep, deep muscles. So versus a push-up, we're keeping our arms straight. We're gonna stay here for about another 10 seconds. Abs stay strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's bring it right into a pigeon pose. Left leg comes forward. Send your right leg back, either propped up to your hands or down to your forearms. I am no longer able to come all the way down to my forearms, so I'm going to stay here into a propped up position. But we have a muscle that is called the Piriformis. So this lies deep underneath your glute and on top of your sciatic nerve. So it's a really important muscle to get to lengthen. And it's a great hip opener as well. If you're down to your elbows, gently press yourself back up, and then let's replace to the other side. Holding it here. And ideally with this stretch, just watching that you're not sinking into your hip. You want to stay directly over your leg. Next up, we'll work on a little bit more hips and hamstrings onto the back. And again, if you're down to your forearms, gently press yourself up to your hands, and then let's release. Okay, onto your back here. We'll start with the hip cradle stretch. You're gonna cross your left leg over your right. Draw that leg up and just hold it here. Now your left foot, keep it flexed. This helps to protect your knee. So this stretch has a couple of names, either your figure 4 or your hip cradle stretch. And while you're lying here, you can always close your eyes, but really just think about letting go through your hips, letting go through your shoulders, allowing your body just to fall deep and heavy onto your mat. Go ahead and release. Let's do the same exact thing on the other side. Holding it here. We'll stay here for about another 10 seconds. Now again, go ahead and release. Set your right foot down, left leg up to the ceiling. Now your bottom leg can either stay bent, or if you're a little bit more flexible, lengthen down to the ground. But we're just gonna hold it here. And your left foot, you're gonna alternate between flexing and pointing, flexing and pointing. And now go ahead and gently release. We'll do the same exact thing other side. Hamstrings, reach it up. Bottom leg either bent or straight. Right foot flexing and pointing. Next up, we'll go into your happy baby. We'll stay here for about another 10 seconds. All right, next up, both legs come up. Separate your knees, either grabbing the instep of your feet or your toes, and then just allowing your knees to open and just holding it here. You can either stay into your stretch or just gently rock from side to side, whatever feels best. Now for me, it's getting a little bit harder to reach down to my toes, so I actually am holding on to my calf muscles on the inside of my legs. And so I'm just kind of gently using my arms to put pressure into my legs and kind of separate a little bit more. We'll stay here for about another 10 seconds. Three, 2, 1, and release. All right, gang, let's roll it up to a seated position, and we're gonna do some shoulder mobility work here. Now, what your arms are gonna do, your arms are into an L shape. Now we're gonna come back down to our child's pose position, but our arms are into an L. So sink your hips back. Your left arm is forward, right arm is out from your shoulder. Now as you exhale, you're gonna lift your right arm and then inhale to lower back down. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. So we're getting in between your shoulder blades, really activating your shoulders. Let's do 5 more. Last 3, and 2, and now last one. Good. Switch it over to the other side. Go ahead and replace. And same thing, exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Now, if child's pose is a difficult motion for you, you can view what I'm doing as I'm propping myself up a little bit higher so that I'm not squishing my belly. Last 5, 4, 3, and 2, and now last one. Nicely done. All right, let's bring it onto both knees facing forward. Now you're gonna bring your left leg out to the side, and your foot is flexed and you're onto the inside of your foot. So getting a nice little inner thigh stretch. Your right arm reaches up and over, and just kind of slide your bottom arm down your leg. Holding it here. Kind of like a little windmill, you're gonna go down and around toward your leg and then re-stack it back up. Let's do it again. Up and around, hold it here. Windmill around and restack your spine. One more, up and around and windmill and return. Good, same thing other side. Flex your foot, and left arm reaches up and over into your stretch. And windmill down and around, and back up, and again, up and over, down and around. Restack your spine. One more. Down and around. Perfect. Bring yourself back up to both feet, hip distance apart. You're just gonna dead hang over your legs. Coming down to about the last 20 seconds of class. Take a deep inhale here. And now as you exhale, roll it back up one vertebrae at a time. Head is the last to return and draw your shoulders back. Everyone, you made it. Thank you so much for joining class today for Feel Good Fitness. Hopefully you feel a little bit more lengthened. Enjoy the rest of your week. We'll see you later.